Get over here to the southwest of Western Australia. It's so beautiful down this end of the coast. So much surf, and we're at one of the most consistent breaks in this region. Surface Point, Jeremy Flores up in heat number 2 of the morning. Up against Griffin Colapinto, leaning so hard on the rail on that occasion. As he works this one through to the inside, gets that clean finish, likes the feel of it.
Yeah, that was a nice settler for Jeremy. And this is the beauty of the double heat, the dual heat system, is that we've got 4 riders, 4 surfers out there. They can all ride waves. We're going to see plenty of action here. And just deals with it. Jeremy on a medium insider. Gets a nice little carve to start things off. Whipping all the way back into the foam. And then leans into the second one. Beautiful speed and acceleration out of that. Gets to the finish.
The surfers have to position themselves well on the inside because they want to ride these smaller boards so they can really place those critical turns. As we see Griffin Colapinto now releasing plenty of water on that first turn and digs in on the layback as well. Nice combo on a pretty good sized wave. Jeremy Flores still waiting to hear his score for his opening ride. But that'll be a good one for Griffin.
Yeah, again, a nice opener. So this heat starting with a bang. Griffin versus Jeremy.
So Griffin's on that rounded pin.
Yeah, I haven't seen one rounded square actually, or a squash tail. Everything has been rounded pin here at Margaret River. And, well, 13.5 heat total. Here we go. Here's a reply.
Looks like Flores is going to get into this one. His second ride goes all out on the first section. Definitely some photo opportunities on that one, but incomplete. Early heats, Rich, where there's lots of sets, you do get the opportunity sometimes when you don't have priority to connect with a good set as well. Here goes Griffin Colapinto. Second wave for him.
Wow.
And he drifts that tail right out there above the lip. Winds back to the foam. Looks to line up another big finish here. Doesn't quite get on top of it, but hangs on for the finish.
Geez, that was a well-surfed wave from Griff.
Watch this first turn. The fins come way out.
Great shot at the water angle here. Griff just actually, gets the board completely out of the air on that one. And then puts the rail in. Cuts back into the power source and then finishes off. But watch the slow-mo on this. Gets right up there. The board at about 11:30. And then hops all the way out of the lip. Basically does a re-entry in the air. And then manages to get that board straight back underneath him.
I know one of Griffin's idols growing up was Taj Burrow. Great surfer from this area, former winner of this event. And Taj had that fins out snap on lock. Even in big conditions, he would go for that manoeuvre, Rich. I think you got to seize these opportunities. He'd be aware of that. Probably loving his position in the draw at the moment. He's the only former winner left in the mix.
Yeah.
As we see Flores up, slicing off the top. He needs a 6.54 at the moment to get into first. Griffin Colapinto, 2 decent rides to kick things off. Jeremy's going to go down here. And Griffin again. Each time Jeremy's had a wave, Griffin's been on the one behind and converted and got the better of him on the exchange. Drives up into this section. Huge finner, but he can't ride out. And what a heat it is. He's up against Geordie Smith. Some great rivalry between those two in past years. Griffin Colapinto now with Jeremy Flores will assume priority in this lineup, and that was a solid combination from the youngster.
See how low Griffin's getting as he hits that last section. He's done that on both his good rides. He's staying super compressed. Just going with the percentages, staying low. Obviously, if you're extended, standing tall, that foam's got more area to hit. You're not as stable on your board.
Yeah, I mean, making your mind up to hit that section. I'll get back to that, Ronnie, as you take us through this one.
Well, nice, just winding carve through the first section. Griffin swinging the tail, so really starting to push it hard out here at the moment. Back to you, Rosie. These last couple of years on the championship tour, those moments were becoming a little bit more few and far between.
Yeah, I just think he's become more calculated when he goes to that progressive nature of his repertoire. He's just not doing it all the time to eat away in the back of your mind there.
Griffin having a look at one on the outside there. He's not going to commit to the inside section of this one, but still holds the lead. A pretty positive scoreline for him. 6.83, 7.83. Flores has some work to do. No, it's probably a smart bet. Here we go. Some movement at the takeoff zone. This is Flores' last shot at it. 30 seconds to go on the clock. And this wave flattening out a little bit at the outset. Jeremy just hoping that it gives him an opportunity to throw some super dynamic turns on the inside, but unfortunately it won't. He's going to finish up in second spot as Griffin Colapinto has a bit of a victory lap here. Nice smooth carve to get started. Just winding through that transition. Loads up on the inside. And this is really just doing some work for those who backed him on fantasy, because yeah, the result was in the bag.
Yeah, and that was the wave that Jeremy actually needed, and he would have had to really open up on that wave. But you could tell on Jeremy's wave, there's the body language that told that was telling the story. He knew it wasn't enough.
5 and a 4. Smith in the 5 range as well. So still a lot of the story to tell in the water this morning. Let's catch up with Griffin Colapinto with Stace.
Griffin, watching your event unfold here in Margaret River, it's like you've got the two, I guess you could call them angels on your shoulder. Snake on one side, Tom Whitaker on the other side. How do you manage all that advice?
Just try and compartmentalize it all. They each have their different theories, you know. Snake's giving me the pump up, and Tommy's giving me kind of like the words of wisdom, so it's a good combo.
Do you find like you're hitting the perfect balance between risk and reward?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like my waves that aren't like perfect waves, I'm kind of just going all out, going for it, you know, try and pull something crazy. And then the ones that I know are like guaranteed good waves, and I just try and surf, do my basic surfing, and hopefully that can be enough to like get me through heats.
I saw your shaper, Matt Biolis, make a little reference to it looking like trestles the other day, and although it is a peak, did you want to explain the differences between Margaret River and trestles?
Yeah, I mean, the difference I think is that there's a big rock at the end of the freaking wave, and at lowers it just goes into mushball, so this is way more dangerous, and it's just 3 turns where lowers you could do like 6 turns. So I mean, lowers is more perfect, but this is more like exciting.
On that note, your boards have been looking phenomenal. We rolled up in the dark and you're an early heat today. Did you make any last minute changes?
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. I mean, it was like we didn't really know if it was going to be on. It was raining, lightning storms, like everything was happening, and then they called it on with overlapping heats, and I was like in the water. That means I was paddling out in like 20 minutes, and I was in the water, and everything was like so rushed, and I came in, had to go number 2, you know, a big coffee again. So got that done, and then threw on my second wetty and got back out there. I had to refocus, and yeah, I was able to pull it.
I'm glad I didn't go in the porta potty after you. Thanks, Griff.
Too much information. Again, you gotta love Griffin. Oh my goodness.